You know Red Bull's got bull cum in it?
Titan, get the hell in here.
That's amazing.
Alright, Roger, I'm coming in.
Alright,
Texas
everyone,
approved
I'm
of
just
that.
gonna go ahead, go to the hospital, and check if I'm pregnant.
Irish, can you hear me?
What the
Yeah, I
hell
can hear
is
you, bro.
that?
Thanks.
Would you
I'm
shove
coming
it up
in,
your-
guys!
What, did you shove it up your vag or
Texas.
something? Is that why you gotta go check?
Yeah.
Got sand in your drain?
Who said Texas?
Yep.
What?
This'll be...
This is gonna be great.
We're waiting on one.
I'm lagging so hard right now.
It's been more than 45 seconds, sir.
Yeah.
We're waiting on Titan now. He just came in.
So sorry. I was, coming back from my
User
dad's.
entered your channel.
Oh my gosh.
I can see this guy's eyeballs. Like, if you look inside of a guy's body, you can see their eyeballs.
Cool.
Oh, that's an up close and personal.
User
battle buddy
disconnected
right
from
there.
your channel. User in your channel timed out.
I see his
I gotta
eyeballs
restart
too.
TeamSpeak right quick.
Whoever's sitting like 2 spots behind me, whoever's sitting like the 5th spot, I can see their eyeballs. And
User disconnected from your channel.
Oh crap,
User
that's me.
joined your channel.
Sorry about that.
God dang it, I lost all my add-ons.
Stop moving.
Just took a huge
They're all out of my
dump.
launcher.
You can see like the inside of their mouth too.
User joined your channel.
Yeah, I know, it's weird.
Well, they can all hear us. They're all on TeamSpeak.
That's
Hey,
weird.
we got a PV2 demote up in
Roger.
chill room.
Read you have.
Yeah, I know, Demont, he's been here a while, but I don't know.
He just doesn't have the operation.
He's a character.
Titan, how
Anyway.
long is that gonna take you to get that shit sorted out?
Me?
Yeah. No, the other Titan.
It'll only take me a second. I just have to re-drag and drop them into
Yeah.
my mod loader, not the mod folder itself. It lost my presets
there
for
we
some
go.
reason.
Nightmare, channel 4 check.
You guys
Yeah,
can go
we-
ahead and start briefing because I
Yeah,
can
I
hear it
was-
right here.
That's
Too
what I
many
was gonna
copies
say,
on.
he can hear us. Just start anyway.
Nick, did you get a comms check?
Yeah.
Alright, listen up, guys. Long anticipated Operation Valkyrie Phase 1 is finally here. Now, I'm not going to start off this briefing by bullshitting you about what we're up against. I'm just going to flat out say that we did not get the turnout that I expected for this operation, so we're going to need everyone to fight as hard as possible down there on the ground to make up for the lack of manpower today. Okay, first of all, welcome to the Reshman province. This is a small province located outside of Afghanistan, near Pakistan. This province is 20 by 20 kilometers wide. Alright, so here is the background story and the reason as to why we are going today. This is straight from the intel, so if you read the intel you should be familiar with this, although some of the details have changed. After increased tension with the Afghan government led to an attack on a U.S. embassy, several links were discovered tying the attacks to Taliban militia groups. Through much debate among UN forces, a decision was made not to enter an armed conflict in the area. With all Blue forces on a standstill, Taliban and local militia forces seized the opportunity and launched a raid on a United States-controlled airfield that we are standing on right now. The United States responds to the attack by deploying the 21st Ranger Regiment, that's us, with the hopes of restoring order to the Reshman province. CIA personnel later uncovered a hidden link between Russian arms dealers and Taliban forces who had been using the area of the Reshman province as a leeway to smuggle weapon shipments. The Afghan government, although clearly involved in the issue, claimed to have no knowledge of the attacks against the U.S. forces, nor the smuggling of Russian weapons in the area. The issue landed with an additional UN debate over whether additional forces need to be deployed to remove the threat, or if the green light should be given to the 21st to begin a massive sweep and clear operation of Taliban forces in the area. As the UN debate raged on overseas, another Taliban raid was launched, however this time on an Afghan government building. The current military leaders, along with the president and all advisors, were eliminated during a meeting at the Capitol building. All right, they were murdered by Taliban forces here. The new self-appointed president, Hamid al-Sattar, immediately began stocking military supplies and munitions near U.S.-controlled areas. Civilian populations actually support the decisions of the new self-appointed president. Hamid has now been marked a prime target for elimination. He is our HVT, our ace of spades. The green light was finally given to the United States to enter an armed conflict to restore order and remove the now extremely hostile government officials from power after a United States recon helicopter was shot down by Taliban forces. 21st Ranger Regiment preps for deploy into hostile areas of the Reshman province, an operation launched under the code name Operation Valkyrie. Hopefully you've all had a chance to review the intel and look at the lineup of the cards of the HVTs that we need to be looking for. I want to notify you all that if you do find an HVT and eliminate them, okay, all these Hajis look very similar, okay? You will get a tooltip letting you know that that was the actual HVT. You also need to take a screenshot of the body for intel so we can confirm that the HVT was eliminated. So if you have something to take a screenshot, you do actually need to gather intel. Here's the scenario. Starting off with Nightmare. Before we go over the map, I'll give you the rundown of what you're doing. You will deploy via a biplane, not a C-130, to the southeast of the target location. All right, you will fight your way into the town and coordinate with JTAC to launch airstrikes on an OPFOR controlled airfield located to the north of the town, which is our target location. You will then move in and hold the town and begin sweeping and clearing all buildings near the town center. You will then redirect to the western edge and conduct a raid for intel on an OPFOR controlled airfield. That's actually an OPFOR controlled compound you're raiding for intel, not the airfield. Viking, you're going to be deployed via an armored convoy and work your way down towards the town from this staging area. You will sweep and clear several outer-lying villages that have been marked hostile and make your way to the crash site of that recon helicopter. You'll secure the crash site, place demolition charges on the crash. You'll then blow the crash and continue to your target location, completing all your CPs marked out on the map. Once Viking is on site, they will assist in securing the remaining districts of the town. All 21st ground forces will collapse back to the convoy, mount up, and return to base for extract. Whiskey will deploy Nightmare via the biplanes and then get F-16 fast mover aircraft up, or whatever CAS-capable support you designate, and assume a hold while grids are gathered by JTAC to launch airstrikes. Airstrikes will be delivered. Once complete, you will remain in aerial overwatch of all ground forces as you circle the town, strictly for security. Go ahead and pull up your maps. Okay, so this U.S. staging area is the launch of the convoy as well as the biplane. The reason we are taking a biplane is because it is a civilian aircraft that we managed to commandeer, and it will not be marked hostile by enemy forces. Therefore, it is your perfect ticket to get as close as possible to that airfield on a Halo insurgent. You should not be shot down or even targeted as a hostile in that civilian aircraft. So that's your ticket in, undercover. Nightmare, you'll be taking off from this airfield and landing at a DZ at 103098. From that DZ, you will make your way to a central rally point at 100099 marked Nightmare Rally Point at a small building that is vacant. From there, you will work your way into the town from whatever direction you designate. All right, so you can move northwest, you could move more north and then west, you could move south and then north again, however you want to attack that town. Inside the town, you have 3 priority targets, AA battlements, one at 093105, an additional one at 093107, and a third and final at 090108. Once those 3 AA battlements have been destroyed, JTAC on TOC at 08309 or 5 will launch airstrikes on the OPFOR airfield, disabling any aircraft or additional battlements they have there, thereby knocking out enemy air support that the enemy hopes to get up in the air. From there, you will begin sweeping clearing the towns within, or the buildings within Dilshad before moving to a compound at 0890106, where you will raid basically a 3-story building for intel. There is intel confirmed in there, so you do need to find it. Could be a computer, could be a hard drive, a disk, a tape, a folder, a map, photos, stacks of money, any sort of intel in there you do need to pick up. It's a scroll wheel action to gather the intel, and you will get a tooltip saying it has been gathered. After that, you will assume a hold. You'll set up a rally point within the town as well and wait for the convoy to come inbound to pick you guys up. Other notable locations within Dilshad is an OPFOR compound at 0944108. That is a heavily occupied and fortified OPFOR compound full of local militia forces and Taliban. So we do need to be very cautious of that. They should have marksmen in the towers and roaming patrols on the interior and exterior of that. So keep that in mind as well. Viking. You guys are departing the convoy launch marker at 040181 and moving and completing your CPs. You have 4 CPs. Crash site is on CP3 approximately. These towns will have civilians present, okay, but not all civilians are considered friendly. So if they pick up weapons, they are now hostile. Remember your rules of engagement. You will only fire if fired upon. Now, these towns will be heavily occupied with civilians, so even if there are some hostile ones, that does not give you clearance to just burn the entire town with a tank, which you will have for this one. So be very careful moving through those towns. Take it extremely slowly. Now, CP3 is the most important. When you get to that crash site, you need to set up the convoy in a 360 around that crash site. You need to get charges on that crash. The pilots have already been evacuated, so all we need to worry about is blowing up the actual remains of the vehicle. You need to have satchels in the back of your vehicles. You need to place them on the crash, mount back up in your convoy, pull back to a safe distance, blow the crash, contact TOC, let me know that the crash is secure, and then move Oscar Mike to begin moving to your CP4 and finally making your way inside Dilshad. Now, the rally point for all ground forces is kind of up in the air right now as to where we're going to put it. We do not know where the enemy forces are going to be coming from, and we also expect there to be some manner of reinforcements coming from the towns both to the east and the south, as well as the mountain passes to the north. So that rally point is completely up to
User
you,
disconnected from your
platoon leads,
channel.
as to where you want to set that up, but make sure you are notifying TOC where that stuff is. The suggestion would probably be the mosque at 0890108. The walls of the mosque are pretty damn fortified, so it might be good to pull all forces
User
back
joined your
there,
channel.
to serve as a rally point, but once again, that is completely up to you, depending on how the fight actually goes. Inside Dilshad, there will also be civilians present, so do not contact TOC and try to call an airstrike in the middle of the town. We cannot do that. The only area that is marked entirely hostile is the airfield and the OPFOR compound. The rest of Dilshad, as well as the villa with the intel inside of it, will have civilians present, so watch your aim. Now, redeploy policy, okay? If you get killed, no matter what element you're from, you will be sent to the convoy. You will not be dropped down at your DZ, which means that Nightmare has the potential to go FUBAR fairly quickly, okay? Your troops will not be redeployed to you. You will be sent to the convoy, okay?
Your channel was edited.
Now, the convoy, all right? You guys will have Bradleys with you as well. And there's some strikers there to choose from, whichever you want to take with you. You do need to take MTVRs though, okay? Remember, this is an extract convoy. You need to take at least one MTVR with you to aid with extract. Make sure you have room for all ground forces in the back. If we don't have enough seats, we're basically fucked, and we're going to have to make 2 trips, leaving people behind, okay? That's no bueno. You need to bring 1, maybe 2 MTVRs and assign drivers for those, and keep those vehicles up. You also need to have at least 1 satchel in the back of each vehicle. If the vehicle gets damaged beyond the point of repair, you need to blow the vehicle and continue moving forward. We cannot leave, you know, APCs with the tires blown out in the middle of the roads. All right, that defeats the whole purpose. All right, he disconnected.
Said he's coming back.
Okay. Essentially, that is the game plan. So, yeah, and then Whiskey, you guys are going to deploy the troops via the biplane and then get F-16s up and maintain a hold. Stay far away from the airfield, all right? Those 3 AA battlements will hit you hard, all right? We need to make sure those are down before you guys come inbound. But once you guys come inbound, unleash hell on that airfield and blow everything to fucking... Burn me a fucking crater on that airfield. That's basically what I want to see. After that, just circle the town, maintain overwatch. One more thing the Whiskey may need to be a little bit concerned about is a secondary airport marked Airport South. It's actually to the southeast of Dilshad at 168035. We expect some manner of light aircraft to be coming from that airfield. Okay. So keep in mind, when we initiate the attack on the town, they're most likely going to radio reinforcements, and we expect some manner of air support to be coming from that airfield. So definitely keep an eye on that. Could be fast movers as well. So definitely want to watch out for that. That is pretty much the game plan. So just to run through it one more time. Nightmare deploying via biplane Halo insurgent, move to the rally point, launch an assault on the town. Take out 3 AA battlements, raid a compound for intel. Once the AA battlements are destroyed, radio TOC will call the airstrike, blow the airfield to oblivion. Viking has got an armored convoy, move through your CPs, secure a crash site, blow the crash site, move into town, move to a rally point. All forces mount up in the convoy, and we drive back to base. TOC will be on a hilltop at 083-0905. I will be Halo insert with Nightmare and making my way up on that hilltop to provide sniper support or whatever I can do from that hilltop. But I will mainly be JTAC to help coordinate the airstrikes once we get those battlements destroyed. So as you're destroying the AA, I'm going to be setting up markers for CAS. So Whiskey might want to check the map every once in a while, or I'll keep you updated. Nightmare, you're on channel 1. Viking, you're on channel 2. Whiskey on channel 3. And Manpack for RTO and Command Cell is channel 4. Are there any questions?
Yeah, I got a question.
Yep.
What kind of air support are we expecting from the airfields? The Op 4 airfield marked by the town Dilshad. Are we expecting like helicopters or fast movers, or what are we thinking?
Okay. That's a 100% positive ID on Heinz down there. I think there's 4 times Heinz confirmed. Maybe more, and there may be fast movers, but definitely attack helicopters. So we're going to try and prevent them from getting airborne, but in the chance that they do get airborne, we're going to need you guys to come and take those out. Also, you guys might want to carry AA. All right. Actually, it's not you might want to carry AA, bring AA. All right. Have at least one guy carrying AA. So, you know, you may have 4 helicopters on you pretty quickly, so bring AA. Yep.
Okay.
It's going to be hard to manage with the parachutes, Nightmare, but you guys are going to have to pull it off. Yep. Any other questions?
I got one more.
Yep.
The airport south, is that something we should like attack, or is that just something we wait if they come and attack us and we take them out?
Now, we don't have clearance to move into that region, so if they come from that region, we'll engage, but we can't launch an airstrike on that airfield. There's most likely additional AA in the mountainsides near that anyway, so you'll get shot down if you try and take on that airfield, guaranteed. So, basically...
I got a question, sir.
Yep.
Alright, so our main objective in the beginning is to take out this AA. Do you
Correct.
recommend us go into that Op 4 compound before hitting the 2 northern AAs? I mean, what are we expecting in that compound? I don't want to be sitting out there trying to deal with AA and then I got fucking ass ton of dudes coming out.
Okay. Well, the Op 4 compound is going to be heavily fortified. Okay, you're going to have marksmen and guard towers. You're going to have roaming patrols and possibly light tentacles stationed inside that compound. Okay, so that's something to worry about. if you take out the AA first, that's something I can designate as an airstrike marker, and we can put an airstrike on that compound and just eliminate that all in one go. What I would suggest as far as taking the AA is work your way immediately where that blue arrow is at 09 or 7102. Take on that first AA, and then find a rooftop that gives you eyes on the 2 additional AA to the north. All right, I'd have your marksman just take out the AA.
User
You guys don't need to
disconnected
place
from your
charges on them,
channel.
Just shoot the gunners out. And then we'll just put an airstrike in there. So.
Yeah, I was